Most of my life, I was told I had to sweat hard to lose fat. That that anything that was casual and easy would take too long and wouldn't show any results. Some of you might have heard about zone 2, and basically that's just a place where your cardiovascular system is at a certain level. And so when you're at zone 1, you're just walking casually. Zone 2, it's more of a consistent pace, but not hard enough that you can't speak or sing your favorite song out loud in public. If you do that, I know who does that. I know you. The thing with zone 2 is because it's a consistent pace during your walk. We'll just say walking, okay? That's the easiest way to, it could be walking on a treadmill, walking in a park, anything. It's not just keeping busy and running around all day doing errands, okay? So let's separate those activities. We'll just say it's walking. For me, it's walking in an urban environment early in the morning. And what it does is when you're moderate with your carbohydrates and your glucose is low, what I was doing was going out for a fasted walk in the morning because I'd gone all night without eating. I had low glucose in my bloodstream. And so by me walking early on, and this is where I noticed this, and I'll talk a little bit more later on about this, but it switches so that you start fat burning. And there are other triggers here that you need to be aware of. But primarily, if you're in a fasted state and you've worked on other aspects like keep your stress level and your cortisol and your cardiovascular system, then this will all work. But just needless to say, when you switch, you can switch from glucose burning to fat burning. And that's what you can do easier on a zone 2 sort of regimen. How do you know you're in zone 2, right? How do you know you're optimizing? Well, I do have a calculator on in my toolbox on lifeledgerx.io that you can figure out your particular zone. So you can use your heart rate to do that. But I'll let you in on how I kind of figure out where I'm at. And this will change over time, your zone 2, as you start conditioning yourself more and more. You'll either find out that your current walk that you're on is going smoother, or it's faster, or there's less wear and tear after your walk. And those are good things to pay attention to. But as long as you're, like I was jokingly saying earlier, you're able to have a conversation with yourself. Don't say it out loud too much if you're alone. Or sing. People might like that. They might think you're a little crazy. But if you can hold a conversation or hum your song, then you're good. If you start taking breaks, then you're kind of pushing outside the envelope. And but that's the easiest way. You don't need a scientific way. If you start getting to where the focus here is on zone 2, and particularly over the last year, I've experimented a little bit more consistently in the zone 2, primarily to lose fat. And part of my journey was that I had a lot of metabolic dysfunction, and I actually had to build it from scratch again. I call it my weighted vest, and it was finally time. I have my rest of my 5 pillars looked after, and the last to go, really, and some of you can attest to this, is your composition, your body fat, right? So for me, my weighted vest is the last thing to go, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay knowing that other aspects of me are in much better shape than a person my age, and also I know that I'm continuing to improve, like a lot of you are. And that's probably why you're here. Listen to me, gabbing on. I didn't start my metabolic health journey to lose weight. And I understand a lot of you out there want to lose weight. I'll call it losing fat, because typically that's what you want to lose, weight. Sure, you want the scale to go down, but you want to lose fat. You want your composition, you want to look better. Because you don't walk around with your weight on your forehead. People can see what you look like. So you're losing fat. But anyway, I digress. My main point here is I didn't enter this in to lose fat. I had back in 2022, I had a widowmaker's heart attack. I'll talk about it a bit in future videos or shorts, but needless to say, my recovery from my heart attack required me to do zone 1 and zone 2 as just the basic way of surviving and getting and recovering. The other reason beyond the recovery was that initially it was found that I still had a weakened valve in my heart. So for me, it was around survival after a heart attack. So that's where I really started appreciating the walks, the zone 1 and zone 2 walks. And it probably took me about 6 months just to feel comfortable to go far enough away from my home to do things without worrying about, like, I need to get back to my home base. What if I have another heart attack? What if I need to lay down? I need water. All these thoughts, it was a very strenuous mental game to go through. And so for me, getting out for those walks was definitely more mental, but it also made me realize how weak my body was. And so I always go back to that. Whenever I don't feel like going out for a walk, I think back to those times where, I couldn't get up a flight of stairs early in my recovery, or I would just go. I had a grocery store just down the street from me, and it was a struggle just going in and grabbing 2 bags of groceries and walking back a block. And even though I know how hard that was, I also cherish the fact of how I recovered from that, and I know I got those little wins and I moved forward. So if you've been there, not in my journey, but if you have had these struggles, just incrementally do a little bit more every day. And always don't want to go for a walk or go out and run or whatever your exercise is. But for me, it was walking. And you might not feel like going out. Everyone complains about that. But once you're finished your walk, no one complains about it. They feel better, they feel more energized, more relaxed, they're clear of thought. So every time I always think of that quote, that saying, every time I feel like I don't want to go out, so it helps me. Always heart rate recovery, HRR, then you can take your pulse at the end of your session, whatever exercise you're doing, and then you take one, right away, 30 seconds later, maybe a minute or 2 after that, and you get an idea of how fast your cardiovascular is recovering from your movement session, whether it's a workout or whatever your workout is. So, and that recovery, your heart rate recovery, is the conditioning part that for normal people that aren't fitness experts or go to the gym every day, those are still things that you can really measure easily on your own. Early on, I used my Samsung phone. Don't hate me, I don't have an iPhone. It had a built-in heart rate, and it wasn't necessarily I was worried about, is it accurate? As long as I was using the same device, then I know that was my baseline. And I could tell over time by me tracking it, that I was conditioning getting better and better. And even if you don't want to track numbers, you can feel different. You feel different. Whenever I got to that point of, push through easily, I'd either extend my walks into zone 2 still, or I would change up my walks so that I added some elevation or some downhill. So I kind of mixed it up, and I think partly because I'm not one to get bored with consistency, but it's also nice to, work on different muscles of your body, right? Whether uphill, downhill. And for me, my cardiovascular system was of importance, right? Especially early on after my medical event. It was, I, I really had difficulties. It had a ripple effect to the rest of my life early on when mentally and physically I was defeated. And so whenever I talk about my metabolic health was bottomed out, like I was starting from scratch, believe me, I'm lucky I'm still here. And so everything is from scratch. And there was another part of my metabolic health that I'll talk about in future videos. Or you can see it on the About page of lifeledgerx.io that made sure I was at the bottom, working my way up from the bottom. Not good. But I'm here. I'm here. And as of taping, I'm over 4 years. So I'm alive and thriving. And, it's a never-ending journey of mine because it's my journey. All I'm doing is trying to share and pay it forward to like-minded people that want to be curious and want to look for little tricks and tips, and also know that there's other people out there that have similar struggles or similar aspects that they want to know more about or are curious about. To wrap things up here, I hope that I've given you some context to not only who I am and my point of view, but I'd love to hear about you and what you do as a Zone 2 equivalent, whether you call it Zone 2 or not. I don't call it Zone 2, but a lot of people out there do, and I thought I'd use that as a common term for this video. What do you do that is similar? What has your experiences been, and do you have any tips or tricks you'd like to share with the people? So let me know, and I'd love you to subscribe if you could, and just follow me along and be part of the journey together. Just knowing that I'm out there with you in the ether, doing the best I can. Till next time.